Hey everyone, Sigam here. Today's First Steps episode will focus on the world map to briefly introduce and show what can be found on it. We will also talk about what milestones are, where you can find them, and why they are important to the game and the server you play in. These two features are very important to the game, and understanding what they are and how to navigate through them will be very useful for our next episodes. If you're new to the game and want to learn everything about Age of Empires Mobile's map and milestones, this guide is made for you. You'll notice throughout this guide that the milestone system is often linked to the world map, so let's start by explaining what the latter is so we can understand the second part of the video better. The world map is accessible by clicking on this icon right here, and this can only be done after you complete Chapter 7 from the game tutorial after you join a server. Let's zoom out to have a better view. On the left you can select and deselect some markers as you please, and on the bottom left you can access the chat as well as a button to quickly return to your citadel. Let me show you an overview of what the whole world map looks like. Age of Empires Mobile's map is made of 6 starting regions, which are the only regions accessible at the beginning of the game, as the others are unlocked later on. Your citadel will be located in one of these 6 regions whenever you first join a server: Gaul, Olympia, Nalos, Tinir, Eastland or Kiuno. These regions are often called Z1 by the player base, which refers to Zone 1, the first playable zone of the game. Each of the Z1 regions are separated by forts or docks that cannot be crossed until they are unlocked by the game, ready to be captured. It's worth noting that the game gives you 5 time-limited items that allow you to teleport anywhere on the map for the first 2 days of the server. Before Milestone 10, it is indeed impossible to join an alliance if it is not in the same region as you. Use them to bypass any fort or dock early on to join your friends if they started the game in another region. All you have to do is tap and hold on the spot where you want to teleport before selecting Relocate. You can freely move from Tinir to Kiuno thanks to this item, for instance. Next to the starting regions are the King's Lands, the second zone of the game, or Z2. It includes West, East and North Kingsland. Z2 is accessible through many forts and docks linked to Z1 territories, and just like the starting regions, every Kingsland is linked to another one with gates and passes. Finally, through forts and docks again, Z2 leads to the final region of the game, the Imperial City, also called Z3, as you could probably have guessed by now. Obviously these regions are not empty, and will cover what you can expect to find on the world map. First, you will quickly notice that the Age of Empires Mobile world map is made of tiles, which are not exactly like those you'd find in Age of Empires 2, for instance. These tiles are the core element of the Alliance territory development mechanic, since they all hold a land foundation spot where you will be able to build and extend your territory. Every tile contains Alliance farm, quarries, lumber camps or gold mines, built-in buildings that will passively generate resources for your Alliance. We won't cover how to build and expand your Alliance territory, as this will make a video on its own in an episode covering alliances. On these tiles, you'll also stumble upon a lot of bigger buildings and cities, which can be captured by an alliance. Z1 regions each hold 9 level 3 cities, which look like this. 6 level 5 cities that are bigger, and 1 single capital. You can also find monuments in this part of the map, 4 per Z1 region to be precise. Here you can see what the docks I mentioned earlier look like, and if we look at another part of the map, you can see what the forts look like. Z2 regions each hold 4 level 8 monuments like this one, 4 level 7 cities like this one, and 1 capital. Z3 holds the majestic Imperial City and its 4 towers, each giving a birth to certain troops. Capturing cities and monuments will be part of an Alliance-focused video. This will be explained in detail, don't worry. For now, just know that all of this is available and will most likely be what you will be fighting for with your friends. To give you an idea, here's what the map looks like with only the forts, docks and the Imperial City at the center. We can then add every region capital, then the level 5 cities from the starting regions, then the level 7 cities from the Kingslands, and finally all of the monuments. The level 3 cities are a bit small to all fit in there, but don't worry, you won't miss them. Now that you have a good idea of what the map is made of on a large scale, Let's zoom in a bit on the map to find some smaller things that we can interact with. To put it quite simply, you will find everywhere on the map resource spots that you can farm with your units, as well as tribes that you can fight to gain rewards. Z1 regions only have resource tiles between level 1 and 4. Z2 regions have access to resource tiles from level 3 to level 6, as well as armories from level 1 to level 3, which you can also gather to gain gear material. Finally, the Imperial City region holds resource tiles from level 3 to level 6, as well as armories from level 2 to level 5. Every time the higher the level, the more resources you can gather in total on these spots. Finally, as some players don't know that, there are forests on the map in which you can hide and your enemies will not be able to see you. That's pretty much it about the world map, since other big features such as the weather or alliance system will be mentioned in their own video. Let's now head back to the Citadel and look at our milestones. The milestone menu can be accessed through this icon right here, at the top right of our screen. Milestones are made to follow your server's growth, and every new milestone will unlock new features for your empire as well as reward you for the progress made, both personally and server-wide. The milestone level does not depend on when you arrive on the server, it only depends on the date the server was opened, which is very important to understand. This is why it is often advised to start on the newest server possible, so you don't miss any milestone reward and time-limited event. Always check the starting and ending date of milestone to know when they start and when they close. Let's review the milestones, starting with milestone 1. Milestone 1 starts the day the server opens. It automatically unlocks any feature marked with an open lock icon, like it is the case here for the Battlefield Survivor Expedition. It is also accompanied by a series of achievements marked by the blue icon right here. These achievements can be personal, they can be linked to your alliance performance, or they can involve the whole server. Reaching the prerequisites of these quests will allow you to claim rewards after the milestone ends and a new one starts. Milestone 2 opens on the second day after the server starts and will unlock monuments on the world map, meaning that they can be captured by an alliance whose members will receive a buff. The Supplies Bounty event is now indefinitely open through your Event tab, and the time-limited event Giant's Roar, where you can obtain King Davin medals, will begin. Milestone 3 opens on the third day after the server starts and will unlock rich resources, resource gathering points that hold more resources than their usual counterpart. Milestone 4 opens the fourth day after the server starts and will unlock Key City 1. This allows alliances to declare war on level 3 cities and capture them to gain some passive bonuses. Milestone 5 unlocks on the 5th day and only includes achievements, while Milestone 6 opens the following day and will unlock the Rally Against Tribes event, an alliance-oriented challenge. On day 7, Milestone 7 opens and the Apex Arena expedition is unlocked. On day 8, Milestone 8 is reached and alliances will be able to take control of level 5 cities in starting regions and fight for their capitals. Once you capture a capital, a ruler can be assigned to it and they will be able to distribute gifts to your allies as well as distribute titles that will provide buffs like a research pit bonus, for example. On day 9, Milestone 9 is reached and 3 events will be unlocked. Lost Supplies is time limited and reward you for killing tribes. Trojan Turmoil is an alliance-based event that will be replayable, and Military Exercise is a solo event that stays indefinitely. On this day, rewards will also be given based on the server's alliance territory rankings, which can be seen here. Indeed, every captured city and capital gives a certain number of daily points to the alliance owning them. You can see how many points every captured city is worth on the bottom right here. Rewards can be seen at the bottom left of this screen and are given every Monday during the weekly reset and seasonally every 2 months. Keep an eye on Milestone 9 as it will start being very interesting to keep your alliance at the top of the rankings from this point. 12 days after the server opens, Milestone 10 will begin and the Frontline Escort event will be unlocked. Forts and docks between Z1 regions will be opened and can be captured by any alliance close to them. Cross-region alliances are now possible, and players from all around the map will be allowed to apply to any alliance regardless of their locations. On Milestone 11, 15 days after the server opens, the Treasure Hunt and World Campaign events are permanently unlocked. Forts and docks leading to Z2 regions are now opened and ready to be conquered. Milestone 12 only includes achievements, and Milestone 13, 21 days after the server opens, will allow alliances to capture level 7 cities which are located in Z2 regions. Milestone 14 does not unlock anything but still gives you achievement rewards. Milestone 15 opens 28 days after the server starts and will allow alliances to capture monuments located in Z2 regions. Signet rings are also unlocked. They are powerful equipment that your heroes can equip. This feature is accessible through the store menu. Milestone 16 opens 32 days after the server starts and unlocks the forts and docks that link Z2 regions between them. Milestone 17 opens 38 days after the server starts and finally unlocks the forts and docks that protect the Imperial City until now, letting players enter its region. Finally, Milestone 18, 45 days into the server's life, allows alliances in Z3 to declare war on the Imperial City and fight to conquer its throne. Players are often confused as to why some features are available in some servers and unavailable on some others, and I hope that you now understand better why that is. Always keep an eye on your server's milestones to know what will come next and what you can achieve until then to gain rewards. If this guide helped you out, you can leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, feel free to ask any questions in the comments below, and if you'd like to try Age of Empires Mobile, you can use my download link in the description. See you soon for the next First Steps episode. Bye everyone.